In math, you will sometimes use formulas. And a formula is a group of mathematical symbols that show relationships. And what do I mean by relationships? Well, if you think about ratio and proportion, you know that if you have two ratios that are proportionate, okay, there's a relationship between them. And if you were to cross multiply like this, A times D is equal to B times C. That's a formula that would show the relationships. And these letters we would replace with numbers in order to prove this proportion. And these letters could stand for different numbers, so they're something called variables, because they could have different amounts depending on what the problem says. Some formulas, but certainly not all, include rates, such as kilometers per hour or interest per year. The formula for distance is a good example of a formula, and it is d equals rate times time. So d is distance, and r is rate of speed, and t is time. So again, these things are variables because what numbers go in there would depend on the problem. So here's a problem. Myra drove to her friend's house at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour. The trip took 0.25 hours. How far is her friend's house? So the formula for distance is d equals rate times time. So we need to insert the values and calculate the answer. So d is equal to, well, what's r? The rate we can see is 50 kilometers per hour. And then these things r and t are right next to each other, so that means multiply. And t is time. Well, we are given the time. It's 0.25 hours. So then we're just going to multiply. And if we multiply 50 by 0.25, we'll find that the answer is 12.5 kilometers. So that's how you use a formula. Just insert the values for the variables and solve.